Tom Brady, and I am a Patriot. Tom Brady, and I
All right,
am
ladies
a
and
Patriot.
gentlemen, you are live now with Fitzy and Hart, your hosts of the Six Rings and Football Things podcast, recapping a night. All right, and we're back. As predicted, this is a little bit of a technological crap show right now. Are we back?
You are back, I think.
We are back. Okay, I think. All right, great. Sorry about that, everybody. This is Six Rings and Football Things Hotel Wi-Fi edition, as I'm coming to you from a hotel just outside of Gillette Stadium right now. Andy in the bunker in the South Coast. We are joining you this morning for a quick recap of a night for the ages in Patriot Nation. Of course, that being Tom Brady's Patriots Hall of Fame enshrinement, TB12 night, 6/12/24. A night, Andy, or rather, I should say, a day that will now live historically in Massachusetts, as yesterday, Governor Maura Healey declared 6/12 in perpetuity. June 12th shall forever be Tom Brady Day as well. But let's just get to the night overall. Your first immediate reaction, response to what I believe was truly a night of live, conversational, nostalgia-filled Patriots porn, if you will, engineered for Pats fans and Pats fans only.
Yeah, I thought the beauty of the night was, and I enjoyed it. You know, I'm a jaded cynic, and oftentimes, these things aren't necessarily meant for me. They're more for you people, the super fans of the world. I enjoyed it, and I thought it was the perfect two-way street of, remembering, reliving, thanking from Tom Brady to fans, fans to Tom Brady. And as Tom Brady said, this was a night, and he did a great job with his speech. Shocker, Tom Brady did a good job at something. He said this was a night for anyone who ever cared about that organization. And I thought that was true. There were so many highlights. I thought in some ways it was a little bit like the roast. They said early, this is a toast, not a roast, so it's family friendly, but it dragged a little with the panels in the middle. Other than that, it was perfection. Perfection.
Bingo. I was just going to say, I remember actually texting a friend in the middle of the show. My family was in attendance by the 1 hour and 5 minute mark. Like, my kids were thrilled to see Tom Brady. They saw all these players that their dad, was idolized and watched and worked around. They saw Jay-Z. It was awesome. And then as we got into the teeth of the panels, the kids were like, hey, is the pool still open at the hotel? Because I have younger kids. And so, they're excited by the game. They're excited by big noises and energy. But when it gets into the stuff like the weeds of it, if you will, but those are good weeds. Like you said, these are the weeds that we want to be in, because we were getting stories. We were getting nostalgia. We were getting reminiscence. We were getting the adulation and love and the respect that Tom Brady gets from all of his fans and especially his teammates. That was really, again, for us. Like, I know the night streamed on the Patriots socials and patriots.com. They could have created like an OnlyFans Patriots channel last night to broadcast that, Andy, because it was just for us. I can't imagine fans in other markets or throughout the NFL were like, oh, I can't wait to hear, what Wes Welker has to say of his times grinding with, Tom Brady, or how does Matt Castle remember learning how to play quarterback from Tom Brady? Like, that was illicitly and strictly for us. But, it was really poignant at times as well. Like, no one's going to forget that moment when Randy Moss got introduced as part of the receiver panel and just got an impromptu 90-second standing ovation from the crowd, and he was moved to tears. It was like, before Tom Brady spoke, that was the highlight of the night for me. Like, I'm still getting goosebumps now thinking about it.
I still don't get it. I'm not really sure where it came from and how it organically evolved. It was almost like, this is a terrible thing to say, but it was almost like
you should. That is your disclaimer and caveat to 85% of your opinions. But I digress.
Well, it almost felt like the world knew Randy Moss was dying or something, and this was the last time they were going to get to see him, and they wanted to give him this like grand send off into the great unknown. And I'm like, it was remarkable. As they joke, on my bingo card, I did not have Randy Moss bawling his eyes out after standing ovation. Like, that was not a part of what I expected to see. Now, the highlight of the night for me was Bill Belichick's standing ovation that would still be going on if Bill didn't basically, have to quiet the crowd so he could actually begin his speech, which I actually thought his speech was not great from Belichickian standards, but just the ovation he received from that crowd, I'll never forget that, and he deserves it. And it is the one thing I love about sort of the ability for time to whitewash details and sort of fixate on the not just the positives, but the main timelines and points. Yeah, there was a divorce. Yeah, he and Robert have a thing. He arrives direct to the stage. He's not milling about with the people, and you're not going to cross paths with all that. Whatever, don't care. The reality is, your goddamn coach who led the way for 20 years and oversaw everything that, yes, wore down on certain players, including Tom Brady, got the respect and the ovation that he very much deserves. And you know me, I'm a football guy. To me, that was more of a football moment like that, just an acknowledgement of the greatness of Bill Belichick. My other favorite football moment was in Tom Brady's speech, and I'm going to make a prediction here. There's a portion of Tom Brady's speech that will live on forever, and that was the part where he talked about football being hard and why football is great and why you play football. And I believe high school football coaches, college football coaches are going to clip that part. Yeah, your friends are all sleeping in and eating pancakes and going to the pool, and you're a football player up working out at 6 a.m. and your body still hurts like hell from the day before. That portion of Tom Brady's speech to me is going to become classic in the rotation of coaches and clips and posters and lines. That Tom Brady, I believe that more so. Patriots fans will remember I'm Tom Brady and I'm a Patriot. I think football coaches, the world, the people that respect Tom Brady for his competitive nature that we heard about all night long and work at all of that, I think that's going to live on forever. He quoted John Wooden. People will be quoting that from Tom Brady about football. We'll be long dead and buried, and they'll still be talking about that.
I want to react to that at length because, again, it was 3 hours long. It did get a little snoozy. We did get real deep into the footballism, if you will, at times during the panels, like you said. But on the whole, I couldn't be more thrilled, couldn't be more honored to have been a part of it, to be there, to have soaked all that in, and also just for those 20 years of being a super fan, working in media, you being there in the trenches, getting copies, getting coffee, running papers, arguing with people on Patriots Unfiltered. Every single last detail of our lives have been so thoroughly and greatly enriched by that organization, by Bill Belichick, and most especially by Tom Brady. But this is probably a very risky move on my behalf, trying to see if technology will benefit us.
No.
Let's see if we can just get that one last iconic line up
Bye,
on the screen.
everyone.
If we can just get the audio. No, I want to do it. I need to hear it right now because last night it brought me to tears.
Tom Brady, and I am a Patriot. Thank you.
All right. We were at least able to hear it. The video wasn't perfect, but you were able to hear that, and you'll be saying it to yourself over and over and over again. Print the shirts already. Get them in the hall. Get them at the pro shop. Whatever. Like, that is my new I am Spartacus. Like, that is just I am Tom Brady and I am that was just like if somebody, the Patriots had all these other things planned for the pre-show, but they weren't able to get to them because red carpet interviews ran long. People were running late. Poor Jason McCourty, like most fans, found out what it was like to get stuck in Route 1 traffic. He was like an hour late getting there as well. But if they had just been able to erect brick walls next to everybody after he said that, I think every person in the stadium would have been able to turn and run through it, because that was just one of those, like, let's go LFG, get lubed up this Sunday. Like, add that to the pantheon, the lexicon, the dictionary, the Brady book of all of those great quick hit catchphrases, iconic slogans. It was just freaking perfect. And there was no other simple, poignant, powerful way to end that speech. But the rest of it, Oh, you're 1,000% right. Like, in a lot of ways, I don't really want to let my kids play tackle football just because I don't think my kids are court. They're right over there. They're not listening. They're on iPads. Okay. All right. Quiet. Pipe down now. Yeah. All right. Now they're both.
Oh, now you hear. Now you listen.
Oh, now you listen. Only when dad swears or calls them out and mentions football. I'm not sure how very good they'd be. They've got a lot of coordination issues, but like I hear Tom Brady talk about that, what football did for his life, what football meant for him. And now all of a sudden it's like, well, maybe I do need to let these little piss ants play some football. Maybe these runts do need to strap on some pads, get out there early, run some doubles, train, feel the pain, and understand what it's like to commit to a regiment, to commit to an ideal. And also, Andy, sacrifice. It's a line that I mock all the time because it was John Lithgow's great line from Cliffhanger. A few people will probably on it, but sacrifice. That is like the key to life, the key to success, the key to romance, some people say. But truly, to become a great player, to achieve your own personal greatness, and to accomplish a goal as a member of a team so big with so many moving parts, sacrifice, commitment, and hard work. Those are the answers. That speech, I mean, they should, you know what? Gerard Mayo should take down some of these new murals, Andy, and all this other stuff, and just put the print of Brady's speech along the hallway walls. So people don't worry about do your job or everything else Belichick said. Commit to and memorize and embody what Tom Brady said last night and what he was for 20 years here.
And I love it because, we're in the year 2024 and he's sort of the pretty boy QB who's not truly the pretty boy QB that he is painted to be by some people. Even though Ray Lewis did a good job of saying in his little video, like, stop crying for flags, Brady. Well done, Ray. I agree with you. He did that to you a lot. But Brady, this speech reminded me of our high school had a lifelong athletic director, football coach in the 70s, 80s, 90s named Carlin Lynch, who every speech he ever gave was football is like life. You get knocked down and you got to get back up. And I thought Brady, this modern marvel of a sports hero, pretty boy quarterback, sort of tying into that historic high school football coach mentality of what football truly is at its core. I thought that was phenomenal. And then I thought the way the night wove in the, I guess for lack of a better word, complementary players. It wasn't just Moss and Gronk or Edelman or even, me, I love to see Welker kind of welcomed back into I think he's the most misunderstood, underappreciated member of the 20 years. But the Logan Mankins and the Falks and just everybody, Patrick Chung, Rob Ninkovich, Bill Belichick saying, I don't know how a couple of those Super Bowls would have turned out without Dante Hightower. He's so right. And this night, the way they produced it and were able to weave in the fabric of the Patriot dynasty to a night that is really Tom Brady night, I thought was really well done. And I honestly thought, the old school packages that are just like brown paper and then there's some twine that goes around both sides and you tie it. That's what this felt like to me. Like the dynasty that was so ruined by the dynasty ironically on Apple TV, torn apart, shredded, like mixed feelings. I thought this came back around on 6/12/24 in such Tom Brady fashion, like he did Super Bowls, like he did key games, pulled it all together to finish the right way, to finish successfully. And I think this was, I know there's statue day to come, because you know what? I love how people were like, whoa, the Patriots are retiring 12. No shit. Like,
oh, really? Who the hell would ever want to wear 12 again? My God, you want to talk about having balls.
Yeah, you're a quarterback. You're like, yeah, I'll take that 12. Could you tell me who wore it before me so I know what I'm trying to live up? Like, and then, there's a statue. Yeah, no shit. There's going to be a statue. Like, to me, the rest of the night was so much more memorable the way they wove in. Like, you know me, I love the fact that James Devlin is there, Tom Ashworth, Russ Hochstein, freaking Dan Connolly lost like 600 pounds and is like this skinny guy now.
Dude, it's hard to recognize. Like Dan Copen, super fit guy now. We know our guy Fourier, who I had up on the stage, who was so rudely interrupted by Scott Zolak. A little behind the scenes on that. Fourier was no happy about that one. He was not happy about that one.
Not surprised.
It wasn't exactly. It was a little bit of a dink move. Just
Zolak a dink? Never.
I know he comes up on stage with the Barstool guys, but the Barstool guys aren't the ones doing the dink move. It was Zoe who just comes up out there and just like barges in and just like, hey, give me the mic, Fit. Like, okay, that's fine. You're gonna Zoe it up, but like anyway,
not the
but
Zoe
a lot
show.
of these guys look great. Like, yeah, it's not this. Yeah. Logan Mankins still looks like Logan Mankins. I talked to him for a while. I swear to God, that guy rides a big blue ox wherever he goes. 100%. He's just an absolute hoss running his farm now. He's terrific. He's just a great guy. But a lot of these guys are in great shape, and you almost wouldn't recognize some of them as well. And some of them are still in game, like terrific game shape as well. Like, a lot of the cornerbacks, like Devin McCourty, looks like he's in amazing shape. Obviously, J-Mac. I saw Malcolm Butler in that little players area. I was hanging out with him for a little while. Marcus Cannon looks like he could go out and give you 20 reps. Tremendous. Like really, 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 really great guys. Everyone was having an awesome time. And I tweeted out about this the day before, and we didn't get much of a chance to talk about it on yesterday's What If Wednesday edition of Six Rings, Andy. The love between these guys, like I saw it at rehearsal when they were all just sort of dinking around and readying their Oscars or Grammy style presentation on that auxiliary stage. The love amongst these guys is real. This fraternity, and it's not just like, oh, there's the guys that like are in the first half of the double dynasty, right? And then there's the guys in the second half, and the Hightowers and McCourtys and Edelmans are all bros, and then the Matt Lights and the Deion Branches and the Rodney Harrison, they're all friends. Like, no, the whole thing, everybody from James White and Kevin Falk are buddies because they're part of the great lineage of third down backs on the Pat. Like, they are all tied together. They love each other, and it's great to see. And that's a great point by you. This was truly the closure. This was the and sometimes in movies you'll see like the book closes and maybe there's like a wax stamp put on it that seals it. Yep. Like, this was not only Tom Brady night. It's a great point by you. Not only was it Tom Brady night, but it was also dynasty night. And this really didn't put to bed, but just gave you what you needed for those 20 years and how incredible, impressive, and amazing they were.
I'm writing a column for WEI.com, and my best way to describe it is it's all good. Like, it's all good. Everything is good now in Patriot Nation and the dynasty. And I think it was needed. It's funny because I know there was a lot of debate like, oh, did the dynasty do damage? And then the roast came along and it's like, oh, well, did the roast ruin Tom Brady night? Is this going to be seen differently? And I think quite the contrary. I think what has happened over the last 6 months between the dynasty and the roast opened up an avenue and a door for this night to truly kind of put a positive final stamp. And it should be positive. I don't know what the breakdown is, but more of the Patriot dynasty was positive than negative for everybody involved. Kraft, Belichick, Brady, every player, every fan. There was angst along the way. There was a divorce. There was ego. There was all that at the end, but way more positive than negative. And that was the story of this night. It's all good. Like, all is right in Patriot Nation. We can all go to sleep now and like put a stamp on that era of Patriots football. And quite honestly, having it on the final day of veteran minicamp, which is kind of closing the door, and now training camp is ahead, and you had Drake May and Jalen Polk, completing a pass on the final play of minicamp for a touchdown, where Patriots fans can now be like, oh, wait, on Brady night, I get to, remember that there's a future, there's a present, there's a Drake May coming. So I thought it was really well done. And again, usually I'm the negative cynic. I was sitting with Paul Perillo. The two of us are usually kind of jaded, cynical.
I always say that you guys are everyone's favorite Statler and Waldorf of Patriots Nation.
And we both liked it, and we both enjoyed it, and we both, took it for what it was, a final positive closing chapter for the Patriot dynasty. And again, there's others there'll be the statue day. There'll be Bill Belichick, I think, day sometime when time kind of heals whatever wounds exist there.
Well, time does heal all wounds, Andy, or so the expression goes. And yes, that's going to be awesome when they debut a 12-foot statue a bronze 12-foot statue, like something you would see when you visit like Greece or something, or Italy, of like a great Roman warrior, a conqueror, a hero. Like that's
Allen
impressive.
Iverson's jealous. He's got statue envy.
That's amazing, man. We talking about statues? Real quick, because I know you got a jet and I got to attend to a couple of kids that have been on their iPad for way too long. But I really could, because now the vibes are rolling again, and now I can just keep talking about last night and everything. You know, all the players were cool. Every single one of them was nice to us. They were all so happy to be there, receptive to red carpet work, to interviews, to rolling with the punches, having a great time hanging out down there in the VIP section and taking photos and hanging and whatever else. Some other highlights of the night. Great hearing. My favorite panel was the receivers panel. You know, hearing Edelman got worked up when he got his round of applause. You could see he started to well up, and then he quickly like went to a joke or something. He's like, emotion, I'm not comfortable with that. And then just kept on going. Belichick's speech was great, a little long as well.
Yeah.
Kraft was in his bag last night. I thought he was great. Anyone else you would have liked to have heard from?
No, Peyton Manning was really good. He just continues to show the personality, the wit, the humor, some of the jokes with
Big
Tom.
round of applause too, Andy.
And he deserves it. And, you know, he's so self-deprecating. You know, they cheer for me. They love me here in Foxborough because I usually lost or whatever. Like he did a really nice job with his portion. I thought, no, you know, there were a few players missing. You know, Teddy Bruschi, I thought it was interesting. Wasn't there. Adam Vinatieri, those types.
No Rodney Harrison last night as well.
Yeah. So there were some of those that I was a little surprised weren't there. And I have no idea why they weren't. Maybe they had previous engagements, you know, whatever.
Right.
As Aaron Rodgers said, maybe he had an engagement that was important to him. So rather than go to practice.
I doubt that Teddy Bruschi was hanging out with RFK Jr. or consuming ayahuasca somewhere or in a darkness.
Maybe he was fishing. He's a big fisherman these days, and the stripers are running.
Maybe that was what it was. Maybe it was on a fishing retreat. Well, any which way you cut it, it was an awesome night in the stadium. Nary a fan complained. I have heard nothing but positive responses. There was some great coverage nationally from the Bleacher Reports and Sports Illustrated, the NFL, ESPN, and beyond of what an impactful, emotional, and memorable night it was. And, you know, as two people who owe a lot to Tom Brady personally and professionally as well, I was thrilled to be a part of it. I was thrilled to be there. And now it does feel like, as the Celtics win game 3 last night too, Andy, we get like that nice little, that's what my little piece I did the other day on .com. Like, this is an awesome time to bathe in the nostalgia one last round, to live in the moment and love what you're seeing. And that was a huge win last night. And then also to look forward to the future, like you said, with the Drake made of Jalen Polk and everything. Like, we're not entirely all the way back, and it'll never be what it was. And that's okay. I don't need it to be what it was for those 20 years. But we do have things to enjoy. We do have things to look forward to. And I'll be damned if this isn't the best sports city in the world to be from, cheer for, and take part in.
To be overly optimistic, we ended one dynasty last night, or sort of put some closure on it. There's the possibility that there's another little dynasty brewing here in Boston with your Boston Celtics, if they can finish the business, because I think they are set up to win multiple titles. And the other aspect, you people.
Here we go.
You people.
Get one in.
You people should be proud of yourselves, because there were 2 arenas in New England last night, TD Garden and Gillette Stadium, that were decked out with fans from New England without games being played. Tom Brady night, 60,000 plus, big watch party at the Garden to see the Celtics hang on after nearly blowing a big lead against the Mavs in Dallas. You should be proud of yourselves that those are the things that players see and recognize. And I saw the recent MLB survey, like places you'd like to play. Boston is still on that list, and it's not about the Red Sox or John Henry or even Fenway Park. It's about the fans. They know it matters here. They know fans care. They know you're going to have a certain buzz if you play in Boston. And I thought last night, Garden full, Gillette Stadium full, no games to be seen. Well, there was a game at Fenway, and that place was half full, but we're not going to talk about that.
But they still won. Like, it was, talk about an undefeated night. It was a great comment from our pal Jordan Watson watching live on Facebook. Greatness was there last night, including the best QB wide receiver combo of Peyton Manning to Ty Law. Well done. Well done. All right, guys, I got to say, this has been awesome. You're never going to get more flowery, complimentary words about Patriots Nation and Pats fans and the overall sports scene And we just ran out of time, so Andy can't bust my balls for me actually dressing up and looking like a grown-up on stage last night. We'll have to get to that in the next 6 rings.
Fake grown-up. You looked like a fake grown-up. You were so uncomfortable and out of place. And
actually, I got to say, I know what the people like to say. The fit was pretty sharp last night. Not bad. Not bad.
Okay, call it. Wrap it up.
All right. Hey, that's what helped. When the Patriots actually give you a budget to go buy a nice suit coat, you go get a nice suit coat. All right. For Hart, for Fitzy, for everyone in 6 Rings, thank you guys for jumping in, joining us. I'm so glad you guys were there to enjoy it last night in person, and if not, on the stream as well. It was a night for the ages. We are 6 Rings, and we are Patriots podcasters. Good day. God bless. And as always,